Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's once again Steven again. I'd like to make a video once again. I know I make quite a bit of videos about nerves and neuropathy and, you know, fibromyalgia, different things like that. But tonight I feel like I want to do one about, basic nervousness, panic disorder, panic attacks, ongoing panic attacks that seem to not go away. That's what I want to talk about a little bit tonight. I have a problem with it myself. Okay, we're taking medication for it to make you tired, but even though you take a medication, it seems to work. Okay, it doesn't work 24 hours a day. You got to realize that too. It only works for a limited amount of time. Okay, because let's say you're normal 1 second. Okay, you're normal 1 second, and then let's say you walk into you're excited. You walk into, example, a restaurant, okay? Or let's say you're excited about seeing your cousin, or I don't know, your mom, anybody in your family or something like that, somebody coming into town, or taking a girlfriend out, if you're single. Um, you start getting that floaty kind of feeling, like you're gliding, and you're not even on drugs. You don't feel high. I mean, you didn't take no drugs, so it can't be that stupid. So anyway, I want to talk a little bit about panic attacks. Okay, they call that a serotonin. Um, it's a chemical imbalance in the brain. They always say, the neurologist has said that over and over again. But serotonin is only one chemical that can cause it too. And also they have dopamine in the brain too, which too much dopamine is bad for you because it can be bad and good. Cause psychotic disorder, I mean, a little bit of dopamine is not bad because the dopamine levels. Okay, let's say you get a stimulant a little bit. Let's say you take a pain pill, for example. This is off the subject of taking Xanax or something like that. Okay, let's say you took. Let me give you an example. Yeah, you took OxyContin or let's say morphine. Okay, here's how it works. Okay, your brain. Okay, as soon as you get that feeling in your body, in the back of your spinal cord, if they give it to you through your IV or just give it to you orally through a pill. Okay, most of the time they'll give it to you the other way. Down there, in the hospital, they give it to you differently. They don't do that kind of stuff in the hospitals. They usually give you a shot or something like that, morphine. But dilaudid, okay, the same thing. Well, no, it's better. But I hate to say that. It is. It really is. But for pain, it's better. Anyway, let's get to the point. What I'm basically saying, it's a pleasure principle. Okay. What I'm tell you right now, okay, it's the truth. Okay, once you get that feeling inside of you from the oxy or morphine or whatever you're taking, the Dilaudid or Vicodin, whatever you might take, makes you feel that pain go away. It relieves the pain, but also it gives you a little bit of pleasure at the same time. It gives you two things: get rid of the pain, and it gives you pleasure at the same time. So how does it do that? It increases your dopamine levels in your brain to more. So when it increases it more, they say that you get less serotonin in the brain and more dopamine in the brain. Okay? I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but in other words, what happens is it overrides the serotonin. Okay? You get more dopamine. Okay? It hits the GABA receptors, GABA. Okay, and then it'll GAB like last time. I did that one time and it messed me up big time. It messed me up for weeks. Anyway, I never could look at that video. I was like, GAB. That's funny. Yeah, so what it does is it's like pleasure. It gives you instamatic pleasure, okay? I'm not telling you to go and take morphine or, you know, Oxycontin just to feel pleasure. But it does cause that like an endorphin, okay? Endorphins make you what? Happy, right? Okay, Xanax makes you happy, okay? I mean, it does. I mean, it makes you relax, okay? When you have anxiety attacks, it relaxes the brain, okay? It turns off that switch at the same time, even though they say it turns off the whole brain, but I disagree with that part about the psychiatrist saying that it turns off the whole brain. Because if it turned off the whole brain, Xanax turned off the whole brain, I mean, how could you... Let's be serious now. How could we speak or talk during the day? Or eat dinner? Or associate with people during the day? How could we carry a conversation for anybody during the day if it shut down all your brain? It doesn't even make sense. If it shut down your whole brain, it would be like apoxia. It'd be apoxia, or what do they call it? Hypoxic. You know, like sort of like lack of oxygen to your brain. Sort of, I think it's apoxia, or whatever it is, something close to that. Okay, we wouldn't want that, do we? No. So, I mean, I disagree with Paxil because I told you about Paxil. Paxil made me what? Feel worse, guys. Feel worthless. Feel chills. Feel sick. Feel not right. Emotions rose higher. Anxiety increasing worse. Then Zoloft was worse too, and they gave me that. So they had to give me the anti-anxiety pill to help relieve my nerves. Because without that Valium, when they first gave me Valium, it's the same thing. Benzodiazepine, they both are. They're all family. You got Xanax, you got Valium, you got midazolam, you got all that stuff. Dalmane, Alprazolam. I said Dalmane, I think already. You got Restoril. That's a sleeping pill though. Restoril. So sorry, Restoril. Ativan, you know, Klonopin, it's a longer acting one. It works pretty good for a panic attack. I mean, Dr. Mind said that too one time. He said Xanax is really good for panic attacks, believe it or not. He had to admit that taking the Xanax is good for panic attacks. Even though he didn't like prescribing it, he admitted it. Xanax was good for what? Panic attacks. He didn't even like to admit it. But he said it. The reason he said it is because it's the truth. I mean, gosh, what would we do without Xanax and diazepam? You know what I'm saying? That's Valium. Just generic. Okay. Diazepam, you know. Alprazolam is Xanax. That's just generic. Okay. See, it's just tricky. It's getting trickier as I change the names on you a little bit. That's what they do in school when they do a school test on you, a pop quiz. Okay, like, you know, when you're doing your testing, your drug test. Not the kind of drug test that you're thinking of when they pee in a cup. I'm not talking about that one. Once you pee in that cup, whatever's in that cup is going to go in that cup. It's going to come out the other end, you like it or not. So, anyway, I love you all on Facebook. I wanted to make a video today, and Cindy she made it. You know, I mean, it wasn't feeling too good tonight, but she had to relax and everything, and just kind of unwind and just take it easy. So that's exactly what she's doing right now. So she just unwind, lay down, and taking a day break and everything. We got our she got her skirting fixed and everything finally, so it's a long story. So hopefully the insurance company will approve it now. So I'm praying to God that they will. I even gave her a few pieces of mine, so that way I felt sorry for her because they were treating her like shit, guys. I'm sorry. If there's any kids in the room, sorry guys. Much respect. So I don't like cussing in front of kids that much. So anyway, so if you're on any kind of medication, as far as even Atarax, it's good for itching. Antihistamines, okay, that's a good. Okay, Atarax is not just used for itching, guys. It's also very sleepy pills. They can make that into a sleeping pill if you don't watch out. Be very careful taking Atarax with diazepam. That's Valium. That's like we said a while ago when you did that about pop quiz. Okay, or Xanax. See, Valium and Xanax with Alprazolam. That's the generic for Xanax. I'm just doing pop quiz with you guys. So that way we just kind of trick around with you guys a little bit. Okay, diazolam, but midazolam. I mean, there's a lot of them, midazolam. So, you can do it. I mean, just space all your medications, please, apart within 15-20 minutes. Never take everything at the damn same time. Because if you do, you're gonna borrow up trouble. We don't want no trouble, do we? None of us do. None of us want any trouble around here. Borrow a bunch of trouble, So, I mean, this right here, my OxyContin. I take it only twice a day. Right here. I still got it in here, so you can see them in there. But it's very careful with this stuff, because you got to be careful with this stuff because it's very controlled. If you mess up just by a couple hours, I'm telling you the truth, guys. I ain't joking with this. Is no games. You got to pay attention to these medications. These are expensive. I'm telling you the truth of God's truth. When you play with these, it's almost like playing with fire. This is not oxycodone, guys. This is OxyContin. Okay? You do it every 12 hours. Okay? Don't do it every 10 hours. Okay? Don't take a chance on the 2-hour mark. Okay? Try to take it on time when it's ready, or as needed. If you can miss one night, miss the night, and go back to the next dose next morning. That way, maybe you'll feel a little bit better. But if you start feeling sick, take it as soon as possible, because you're starting to go with withdrawals. You're supposed to take it twice a day. That's why I'm telling you to do this stuff, because it's not really good to take it all the time. But if you're in a lot of pain like I am, and like Cindy is, I get it shooting down my leg and shooting down my back and everything. I just don't like it. I can't stand the burning shit. That burning pain, it's neuropathy. And it's my sciatica nerve. I preached about this about Cindy all the time, and come to find out I got the same crap, except I don't have a blown out disc, but I still have problems, so it's gonna be immune system disorder, run down, a lot of, if you run down after a while sick, a lot of things happen. So the panic attack starts there. Nerves can create a lot of problems, because look at shingles, herpes zoster syndrome, right? You heard of that, right? That's where that little name comes from. Look it up on the thing. And also I wanted to share something else I never shared before. This is supposed to be excuse me, my tongue got stuck for a second. This is supposed to be about anxiety, and I just changed it a little bit. Well, I could change, it's my video. Okay, I wanted to say something about PID. Anybody know what PID stands for, you guys out there? Anybody want to shoot? Go, not shoot me, but I'm just saying shoot for saying what it is. You ever heard of the old saying, the PID? Pelvic? Okay, I'll give you the first letter, pelvic. The second one's inflammatory. Okay, and the third one is pelvic inflammatory disease. Okay, it's usually caused by a bacterial infection, and some doctors think you sleep around with multiple partners. Okay, Now, the reason why I brought it up because one of my friends, I'm not telling you who it is, believe me, has it, and they got, you know, PID, and they got to take Flagyl. Because I already know this stuff because my wife, ex-wife, had it, PID. I didn't. And the thing is, they tested me because they thought I was doing the sleeping around with a bunch of girls, you know, sleep around. Well, you know what I'm saying. I was a lady. Well, I was a ladies' man and before her, but I'm just saying. What I'm saying is I wasn't doing the thing, doing everything with her. Well, I had a few looks, but wasn't doing nothing behind her back. I could have, but I did a few. I looked at girls. I'm not gonna lie to you, but as far as it went, didn't fuck, you know, excuse my language, you know, mess around with it. I mean, nothing like that, you know. I mean, the thought crossed my mind a couple times, you know, before I got married, but I said, hey, what a pretty girl, you know. I mean, God, I was young there, and I was like 21. I mean, naturally, it's gonna come across my mind, you know. But anyway, I remember God, I could tell you this is irritating. I'm gonna tell you the story anyway. What the hell? I might as well. It's kind of funny anyway, so I'll make it funny and funnier. I'm gonna embarrass myself at the same time. It's gonna embarrass the shit out of everybody, me especially. So I'm already gonna start blushing here. I know I'm tired, looking guys. But anyway, okay, listen. Here comes the truth. She got diagnosed. Okay, before we got married, my girlfriend, okay, my wife, ex-wife, got diagnosed with PID. They dragged my ass in there and said she had some kind of warts, some kind of frog warts or some shit like that. I said, what the hell are you guys talking about? I said, what kind of shit am I going to get myself into here, man? I said, I swear I didn't sleep with no women or nothing like that. And they go, well, how many women were you with, Stephen? I said, excuse me, I can't remember that in the past. And they said, well, how many did you do this and do that? I said, that was years ago I was with women. But I didn't, you know, like, I mean, I'm not married, so what's it to you? These doctors cross-examining me and all this other stuff. And they said, well, we want to test you and see if you got it. You know, so then I said, go ahead and test me anytime you want. I don't have no problems down there. So, God, they felt so embarrassed when they tested me because they didn't find shit on me. I went back there and got tested. Zero. Zilch. Nothing. So what I got to complain about? Nothing. It was on her. So I don't know how the hell it crossed. It must have been some kind of bacterial infection that crossed over from her inner side of her blood that caused her fallopian tubes to be infertile, which causes can cause a tubal pregnancy, or she can't get pregnant. Hormone imbalance, God, there's so many things. That's probably why I didn't have kids the first time. Yeah, I can't speak for me and Cindy because God knows we can't. I mean, that's different. Okay, I don't know anything about that either. Okay, I don't know nothing about that. I mean, it's not like we never did it before. But I'm just saying. So that's my past. I don't want to talk too much anymore about that. I thought it was kind of funny because when the doctor tested me, I mean, he says I'm going to test you because you're young and you're in football and you have access to all the girls, and I know what happens in those locker rooms and I know what happens in the swimming pools and everything else. I said, go for it, test me, I don't care. They tested me and they found out nothing on me. I was clean. So even the other thing too, test me for hepatitis, clean. He couldn't understand it. He kept saying, how come she's coming up with this and you're not? Said, and then he asked me a stupid question. Do you guys ever have sex? I said, of course. All the time. I said, So I don't know what's causing hers and why you're immune to it. You know, you must have some kind of shot, extra hormones or something like that. Do you have extra hormones? I said, yeah. I'm always, what? And he goes, okay, enough. I said, you asked, so I want to tell you the truth. You know what I'm talking about. But anyway, let's get off that subject. It's supposed to be about anxiety, panic attacks, not how to get yourself worked up into a panic attack. Get yourself out of panic attacks. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and close with this one. I'm gonna need to take a Xanax after this one because I'm turning the colors already. I love all you guys. I'm embarrassed a little bit. I love all you guys and peace. Oh boy, Cindy, you kicked my ass. You see this one? I'm joking. No, it's nothing she don't know. Okay, but anyway, you guys take care. I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go for right now. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about another one. We'll come back with something else, a better subject maybe. So, and by the way, my friend is a lot better now, so she's doing a lot better to put her on some stuff to stop her bleeding now. So that's the main thing. So very heavy bleeder. So anyway, God bless. And I'm gonna go and go now. So take care. Have a good one. Take care. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's once again Steven again. I'd like to make a video once again. I know I make quite a bit of videos about nerves and neuropathy and fibromyalgia, different things like that. But tonight I feel like I want to do one about basic nervousness, panic disorder, panic attacks, ongoing panic attacks that seem to not go away. That's what I want to talk about a little bit tonight. I have a problem with it myself. Okay, where I take a medication for it to make you tired, but you start getting that floaty kind of feeling, like you're gliding, and you're not even on drugs. You don't feel high. I mean, you didn't take no drugs, so it can't be that stupid stuff. Okay, anyway, I want to talk a little bit about panic attacks. Okay, they call that a serotonin. It's a chemical imbalance in the brain. They always say, the neurologist has said that over and over again. But serotonin is only one chemical that can cause it too. And also you have dopamine in the brain too, which too much dopamine is bad for you, because it can be bad and good. Cause psychotic disorder, and I mean a little bit of dopamine is not bad, because the dopamine levels. Okay, let's say you get a stimulant a little bit. Let's say you take a pain pill, for example. This is off the subject of taking Xanax or something like that. Okay, let's say you took, let me give you an example. Yeah, you took OxyContin, or let's say morphine. Okay, here's how it works. Okay, your brain, okay, as soon as you get that feeling in your body, in the back of your spinal cord, if they give it to you through your IV, or just give it to you orally through a pill. Okay, most of the time they'll give it to you. Even though you take a medication, it seems to work. Okay, it doesn't work 24 hours a day. You got to realize that too. It only works for a limited amount of time. Okay, because let's say you're normal 1 second. Okay, you're normal 1 second, and then let's say you walk into you're excited. You walk into, example, a restaurant. Okay, or let's say you're excited about seeing your cousin, or I don't know, your mom, anybody in your family or something like that, somebody coming into town, or taking a girlfriend out, if you're single. The other way, you're down here, in the hospital, it gives you differently. They don't do that kind of stuff in the hospitals. They usually give you a shot or something like that, morphine. But Dilaudid, okay, the same thing. Well, no, it's better, but I hate to say that, and it really is. But for pain, it's better. Anyway, let's get to the point. What I'm basically saying, it's a pleasure principle. Okay, what I'm gonna tell you right now, okay, it's the truth. Okay, once you get that feeling inside of you from the oxy or morphine or whatever you're taking, the Dilaudid or Vicodin or whatever you might